What's up, y'all? Lee Brice here, and you're watching LifeMinute TV.
Thanking God every day for the sun comes up, for the small town love I'm a product of.
Lee Brice is a product of, all right. Good genes for one, his brother's Lee Brice, hard work, and a whole lot of talent. At the intersection of country, southern rock, and R&B, he's definitely one to keep your eyes on. The self-taught singing, songwriting guitarist stopped by our studios earlier this month to play the title track to his latest full-length album, Product Of, and you'll definitely want to check it out. This is a Life Minute with Lee Brice.
All right, Lee Brice in the house.
Hey,
Yay.
how are you?
Thanks so much for joining us on Life Minute. We're so happy to have you.
My pleasure for being here. Up to the Big Apple. I'm excited. Yeah.
Got a shirt.
I did. Had to get the shirt, the iconic shirt. Support the city.
It looks great.
Yeah.
So are you touring?
I am. We're in the kind of the final stretch of the summer series or summer kind of concert season anyway. And so it's been busy. I think I've been home maybe like 6 or 7 days since June. So yeah, we've been all over the place. It started in California, all the way to Carolina, down to Key West, all the way up to New Jersey. I actually played up in upstate New York and around the Finger Lakes. Yeah, just been traveling around. So it's kind of like this last month to kind of get over the summer hump, and then it's back to, well, still touring on the weekends, but just getting back to my writing schedule. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the new album, of course, tell us about that.
Yeah, the new album just came out a couple weeks ago, and I'm super proud about it. Like, we've been working on it for a long, long time. It's a really good culmination of songs that I've been writing for forever, for a long time, but now I finally got my favorite 10 on a full-length album. I've done an EP before, and I've done some singles, but never a full-length album, and I feel like it was about that time. And so I'm super proud of it, and it's got the lead track on it. The title track is Product Of.
Thanking God every day for the sun comes up, for the small town love I'm a product of.
It really tells the album really, really good about it, because of each one of these songs, they're like little pieces of me, whether, you know, exes, breakups, or love, you know, where I'm at currently in life, and also some kind of fun little journey songs in there as well. But overall, it's a big just culmination of where I'm from, who I am, and what I'm a product of.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. And your journey in life, you just got married recently,
I
didn't
did,
you? Congratulations.
I did. Thank you so much. Yeah, this past year, October 1st, and so we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary. So beautiful wife, Danelle, and Danelle Brice now. So awesome to say that. No, she's the love of my life, and she really, what I love about her, she loves what I do. I mean, she works hard. She's a very hard-working woman, and so, but she's a big supporter of what I do. So it makes life a lot easier and a lot lovelier. So
Yeah, that's for sure. And the music video is funny. You have your brother and your parents and your fans. So tell us about that.
So the video was pretty wild. We shot it. So I'd already shot the whole entire video, because I went home last year during kind of Thanksgiving. I had a couple of days off, and I'd been wanting to put a video to the song, and this is before my brother even decided to jump on the song. And so we had already recorded it by myself, and also I shot a whole entire video back home by myself, and I wanted to shoot it back home in Sumter because just the authenticity of it. And so we shot it back home in my hometown. We got the whole thing shot, got it done, and then about 2 months later, back in like February, March, we had a phone call. My brother was like, "Hey, I think if there's gonna be a song that I'm gonna be on, this should be the song, because it's talking about mom and daddy and how we were raised up and small town love." And I was like, "Well, yeah, let's totally do that, but let me rearrange a few things." So we got it all done, got his vocal on there, and then we actually had to wait. We had to shoot the rest of the video because I had to get up with Lee somehow to get him in the video. So I was able to play a show at the very end of May. I had like 3 shows with him, and we were up in like Bangor, Maine or something like that. And so I played a big show, and we brought a videographer out. And so we shot a couple cool behind the scenes that kind of matched up with how we can mold it into the video, and sent it to my guy, Thomas Runyon. And he was like, "Man," at first I was kind of nervous to say, "Hey, so we got to change your video that we just did?" He was like, "Okay, we'll figure it out." So we gave him the video, and he mashed it together so well, and it came out perfect. And for me, it means a lot to have my brother in it as well, because it's a really family affair kind of song. So
That's so neat.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get into music? How did you both get into music? Were your parents, obviously supportive of that?
I grew up in a very musical family. My mom and all her sisters, they grew up singing, and they were actually in a group, funny enough, when they were younger kids. They were around singing around South Carolina, different churches. They were called the Lewis Sisters. So my mom's maiden name is my first name, so that's where my first name comes from. And so throughout the years, my mom met my dad, and then her and all her sisters taught my dad how to sing, and my dad could sing the phone book. He generally sings bass, but he can go all the way up to tenor in a flip. So we grew up singing in church, stuff like that, and then, like I said, my brother's been doing it for quite some time. I can't remember what year it was. I was around 23 when I moved to Nashville. At first, because I wanted to be a chiropractor at first. Yeah, I know.
Oh, wow.
I love science. Science is kind of my thing. And but yeah, I kind of fell in there. And my first job was bartending at a place called 12th and Porter. And within a week, I was in a band and I was playing around already. And so, a couple years into it, I kind of got to the world of like, all right, well, if this is what I'm gonna do, I need to focus on music. So I stopped everything else I was doing and jumped in head first, learned about 25 cover songs and went off. I went down to Key West a bunch. I played a lot of shows down there to I never did the Broadway thing, more or less, so because I like playing my own music, and down at Key West, I could go there and play my own music and everything. And so now I'm still doing it, touring away, writing away, and loving every bit of it. I'm very blessed to be able to do it. So
what's your creative process like?
I get a lot of ideas just random. If I always carry my phone around. I always got my notes open. So even just when I'm walking around in New York, I'll see something cool. Or if I hear somebody say something in a bar that sounds pretty cool, I'm like, all right, that's a cool idea. I'll write it down, and then I'll kind of marinate on different ideas. And I enjoy co-writing, and so that gets me in a room with either one or two other people. And so generally, I like going in with a track guy, because by the time we're done, we can actually have a full produced song, more or less. But yeah, I'm more of a melody person, and I'm working my way better to get a little with words, and just not being so afraid to throw out words. I'm just kind of trusting my ideas. All right, my ideas can hold weight, and so.
What do you do when you're not working?
I'm always say if I'm awake, I'm working. So I'm all thinking about work generally, but I love golf. I love playing golf a whole bunch, and so if I ever get a chance, that's when I'm going to go on the course, try and hit it a little bit around. It's the most aggravating game, but I enjoy it. So I'm halfway decent at it. So as long as I get one birdie on a round, I'm good to go.
I know people either love it or hate golf.
Either that or fishing, or like I love going to the beach. I'm a beach bum at heart. I lived in Charleston, South Carolina for like 5 years, and so if I wasn't doing what I do now, I'd probably still be in Charleston. But Nashville's kind of the music mecca.
Oh yeah.
A lot of opportunities there.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. What other artists that you particularly like? Oh
man, I'm a big fan of Dierks Bentley. I love what he does. I love his show style, what he does through, because he's a pretty broad, style of music wise. And I mean that's a loaded question. I'm very I have a lot of different artists. My very first artist that really when I saw them play live, and I love rock and roll. And when I lived in Charleston, rock and roll was a thing. And so a band called Fuel, and they had a song called Hemorrhage. That was one of the first rock and roll songs I learned on the guitar to play years ago. When I saw them live, there's a place called the Plex in North Charleston. It was before I moved to Nashville. When I saw him play, coming out stage just rocking, I was like, that's what I'm supposed to do right there. And so from there, it kind of definitely steered me in a way of that world. But I grew up on Garth Brooks, Travis Tritt, Clay Walker. He's amazing. I love their stuff like that. But again, rock and roll stuff, Pearl Jam, Coldplay. So I have a pretty broad spectrum of music that I love. So yeah.
Anyway, were you self-taught?
Yeah, I pretty much got taught G, C, and D, and I just learned the rhythm and playing parts when I was a young kid. When I first got my first guitar, like around 11 or 12, I learned those 3 chords, and I would just when I go to bed at night, I'd put my guitar, cut my lamp off, put my guitar up there, and just learn the chords where I played it, where I didn't have to see them. I could play it without any buzzing or anything. And once I learned that, then I just kind of started, all right, let's do some rhythm stuff, and eventually just kind of went from there. And over the years, I made up a lot of chords. I didn't know exactly what I was playing, but my finger position, it sounded good. I was like, all right, that sounds cool. That must be a chord. And so I know a little more now. But yeah, more or less self-taught and just growing up around music. And I feel like I was blessed with a little bit of an ear and a little bit of a voice. So I love it to death. And so
you think?
I know.
What does music do for people?
Oh, I've seen it do a bunch of really cool stuff, honestly. I've done a lot of musicians on call stuff for over the years, and man, doing that, going into musicians on call, playing for some of these patients, I've seen some crazy stuff, like they were sitting there and pretty much not in a coma, but like not really listening. At least I didn't think they were, but all of a sudden you're playing and you see them tapping their fingers just out of nowhere and like moving around. And some of the doctors are like, we haven't seen him do anything responsive in like 2 weeks, and you just go in here and they're like, that's the most. And so music, I think music does heal, and that's one big reason I love doing this so much, is because I have my share of stories. I've seen a few things, done a few things, and so then I get to write about it. And my biggest thing I think with music is to when I put out a song, either whether it's happy or sad, just to let people know that they're not alone. People go through things, and so there is light at the end of the tunnel. There's happiness out there. You just gotta go find it. So. And I feel like through music, it can move mountains, it can move souls, and make hearts beat. So, and bring smiles to faces. So,
Awesome.
that's what I'm about.
What's going to be next for you? What's something you want to do?
Ooh, something I want to do: get on a real big tour with, say, Dirk Bentley. No, next we got this first album out. We're gonna keep pushing this, but my brain's already back into the writer's room, ready to look for my next wave of music coming out there. But we're excited about pushing this record too. This is the very first record, so we're trying to tie it to any tours, shows, and being up here with you guys. And so I really appreciate y'all having us up here as well. So
Oh,
let's
we're so happy you're
Keep
here.
on moving the needle.
Are you going to play for us?
I am. If
What
you
are
guys
you
will
gonna
have me.
play for us?
Well, I'm gonna play my song "Product of."
Yay.
Yeah, it'll just be me, my version of it by myself, because my brother is singing it with me on the record. But, I learned it good enough I can sing it by myself too, so.
What, did your brother teach you anything on the way up?
Man, he's always teaching me stuff. I still learn stuff from him all the time. I go out, I play shows with him every once in a while, and that's quite the experience. If you have never seen a show with my brother and I on it, it's one to go watch. But I'm always learning stuff from him on the music business side, through the way he runs his camp with his band and stuff like that. I'm always learning from him. Singing wise, we both kind of did it, and like I said, I think between him and some of my younger friends, they learned G, C, and D, and just kind of ran from there. So, but I'm always learning from my brother. He's a true icon, I feel like, to look at. He does this business very well. He's a hard-working dude. So that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys always get along growing up?
Until I was in high school, I got beat up a lot. He was literally my big brother, and I couldn't date a whole lot you can do whenever you're half the size of somebody. So, but for some reason, man, it was like my 9th grade year, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It's like we were on our way to school, and he was finally driving. He was driving, so I jumped in there and went from like him kind of looking at me as a little boy, like beating me up, to being like, all right, you're cool, come hang out, and being good. And so ever since then, it's always been tight ties.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And since this is Life Minute, what's your biggest life tip or life lesson?
My life tip, life minute: if you have a dream, chase it. At the end of the day, I feel like there ain't nothing to it but to do it. You have to do it. You have to make the conscious decision to do it. And I've been fortunate with a couple of different opportunities, but if the opportunity's there, seize it and try to make the best of it. What's up, y'all? Lee Brice here, and here's the title track to my new album out here, Product of. 1, 2, 3. I'm a product of a man, tames electric with his hands. Tossed me my first football pass. Loves a good-hearted woman that turned his best to better. Holds it all together. They made a Main Street name for me. 4 eyes a limb on the family tree. Boy meets girl in a homeroom class. Starts thinking forever, can't come too fast. Put some overtime money down on a ring and a half, make a piece of ground. Yeah, boy, you know what, they're paying the front room blue. Taking a little Hellraiser to Sunday school. Thanking God every day before the sun comes up. For the small town love, I'm a product of. Water Tower Town in the harvest air. Funnel cake kiss at the county fair. Wrapped in love like a barbed wire fence. 2 reckless kids been tangled up since. Boy meets girl in a homeroom class. Starts thinking forever, can't come too fast. Put some overtime money down on a ring and a half, make a piece of ground. Yeah, boy, I know it, they're paying the front room blue. Taking a little Hellraiser to Sunday school. Thanking God every day before the sun comes up. For the small town love, I'm a product of. Hard-working, God-fearing, blue-collar son of a gun. Tough as a bucket of nails. A homecoming queen, sweeter than sun-tea, sundress Southern belle. Therefore, a boy meets girl in a homeroom class. Starts thinking forever, can't come too fast. Put some overtime money down on a ring and a half, take a piece of ground. For you know it, they're paying the front room blue. Taking a little Hellraiser to Sunday school. Thanking God every day before the sun comes up. For the
small town love I'm a product of. Yeah, I'm a product of. Yeah, I'm a product of. All right.
To hear more of this interview, visit our podcast, Life Minute TV, on iTunes and all streaming podcast platforms.